Hello, I'm Ron Lentz, Managing Partner for Logison Advisors. I've spent the last 45 years as an operator running multiple companies in the transportation and logistics space. And for the last 12 years, I've been involved with building firms on the M&A side of logistics. So let's talk about what's happening in logistics M&A for 2022, as I've been asked a lot over the last few weeks. First, let's discuss the trends of 21 that will continue in 22. There is more capital available today and will continue to have more capital available from the fundraising that's been done for private equity and family funds. There's also more capital on strategic balance sheets. Number two, the high deal total valuations, I believe that the dollar amount will continue. It was a record-breaking year for deal valuations. We don't know if the number of deals was record-breaking, but we, probably a good sense of it that by the end of the year, when it's all totaled up, that will happen too. And number three, something that's happened, over the last 2 years because of COVID is with all the supply chain disruptions that we've had, I think that we're going to see greater vertical integration than what we've had. When you look at some of the deals that have happened over the last few months, you look at some of the bigger players getting bigger. Maersk, as an example, this year has bought both Li and Fung Logistics and has bought Senator International, a very large air freight forwarder. When you look at Ryder, they've really entered into the M&A space with buying both MNX as a final mile delivery company, and then just recently they bought a company that used to be Port Logistics Group, and now it's called Whiplash. So they are big into the e-commerce space. You look at what is Greenbrier done with doubling down their investment for Uber Freight, with going back and buying Transplace for double what they paid for, sold it for a year and a half ago. And then finally, BDP International, very large international air freight forwarder, was just sold to Singapore-based port group, PSA International. So you're seeing that foreign direct investment coming on big time into the United States now. So second area, let's talk about valuations. Valuations obviously were the highest, record-breaking highs for 21. I think that's going to continue. I don't know that we'll break records, but I don't see a huge decline in the valuations from where they are today. There's still not enough deals for the amount of capital that's in the marketplace, both from strategics and from financial sponsors. So I think that will keep the valuations up high. I also think that it's somewhat of a timing belief, because of you had the trigger event in 2021 with tax laws that were supposedly going to change. They didn't change yet. That we may have that same implication happening throughout 22. So I believe valuations will stay pretty much the same. Maybe a little bit of a dip, but nothing that noticeable. And then number three, in the logistics M&A for 22, what's going to happen for hot industries? I firmly believe that e-commerce will continue to be probably the hottest of all industries. I think that you're going to see, number two, logistics technology will shift a little bit from the amount of billions that have been invested into logistics technology this year and last year with VCs, and that's now going to be more of a structured equity spend coming out with both private equity and family funds. You'll even see some strategics that will be investing into logistics technology coming forward in this 2022. I'm making a prediction on number three that probably is not very favorable to a lot of people, but I believe asset-based trucking will really start to show its face here in 22. I think that though you have had a huge amount of mergers into the transportation brokerage space in the last couple of years, I think that that trend will continue, but I also think that it's going to continue with those companies that actually have the assets, because you can't really do any of this if you don't have the assets. So that's going to be an interesting play. I'm going to watch that a lot. And then finally, I think this whole vertical integration is going to continue big time. You've seen a shift with some of the big retailers, Target, Costco, Walmart, starting to buy their own ships. So taking freight forwarders out of the picture and actually moving into doing the work themselves. So all in all, I think 22 is going to be a fantastic year for logistics M&A. We're very bullish on it, and I think that for the whole financial industry, they're pretty bullish on it too. So thank you for your time, and have a great year.